guys, so this week I thought, seeing as I've just got my hair all nicely re-dyed and all nice and coloured, that I thought I'd do the OMG This Song book tag, because there's quite a lot of songs I like raving to, and this hair was made to flick it around and be a bit insane with it. So I thought I'd do it this week and show you a bit more of my music taste, and essentially just basically make a video, challenge myself to see how many McFly songs I can actually fit into a video. Without further ado, here is my OMG This Song book tag. Question number 1 is My Jam, a song that never gets old and you must listen to every single time you hear it. For this one I have a McFly song and it just constantly just sort of pumps me up, and every time I hear it when it's live I get really excited and I absolutely love it. So here we go. The corresponding book is a book that you never get tired of, and for me that is The Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. I talk about this book a lot on this channel, I know, but again, it's a book I never get tired of. I love The Hogfather. I read it every year, every Hog's Watch, known as Christmas around here, but I love it. I've loved it since I was like a kid, ever since I watched the adaptation of it. I'm out of breath after one song. God, I'm unfit. Oh God, this isn't going to end well, but I love The Hogfather. It is definitely my favourite Discworld novel at the moment. I just think it's really good. Death is in it, and like his interactions with like Susan and all the kids and all the rest of it, it just makes me really happy, and it really puts me in the mood for Christmas, and just generally I just really like it. Essentially, I can't exactly explain it further than that. I just really love The Hogfather. Number 2 is a throwback, a song that reminds you of the cringiest time in your life, and to be honest my whole life is a complete cringe, so I'd say that practically any song for that, but I do have one in mind that I can think of at the moment. And the book to go with that is a book that either reminds you of this time or a book that you wouldn't like so much if you picked it up now. And for this, I've gone for Twilight. When I was about that age, I was obsessed with Avril Lavigne, and ever since then, I've worn basically all of this jewellery and permanently painted my nails black. And I was obsessed with her when I was a kid, and essentially, I was also really obsessed with Twilight, as were most of the girls my age and above and below. But I was totally and utterly in love with Twilight. I read it obsessively. I loved all the films. I even had bed covers with Twilight on. I was that obsessed, running around with I Heart Edwards like t-shirts on and all the rest of it. Number 3 is Replay, a song you have on constant repeat right now. And the corresponding book is a recent favourite book, and for that I have to go with Marvel 1602 by Neil Gaiman. I am obsessed with Marvel, if you couldn't tell by the t-shirt and all the talk I have of Marvel. But I loved this comic. I'm a huge fan of Neil Gaiman as it is, but 1602 is incredible. I loved Marvel 1602. It is an incredible comic book. It's so cleverly done and so cleverly all twisted round. So you are constantly screaming, going, oh my god, is that character is actually hidden in this? Or, oh my god, like, they know each other, or, oh my god, they're trapped underneath here, kind of thing. And you're constantly, like, screaming the whole way through. And it was so cleverly written, so cleverly done. There's so many really cool characters coming in together to fight Doctor Doom. I mean, there was Dr. Stephen Strange, the love of my life. You had the X-Men. You had the Maximoff twins. You had the Hulk. You had Peter Parker. You had so many other characters who I can't spoil because they would be spoilers. But there's so many characters, and it was like half the time it was my first hit of these characters, and I loved it. It is, like, I can't stop raving about it. It is insanely good. Now, number 4 is Gets Me, as in a song that gets you. Now, I could go for the complete obvious here. Only problem with that is I am just a weirdo with 5 colours in my hair. I don't actually have a lip ring or a tattoo. I'm not popular and I don't throw house parties. So it's not really me, but I count it as my song, kind of. But there is one song that I can think of that's a bit more accurate. Now, that is by Carrie Hope Fletcher, who is actually a YouTuber and she's also an author, so I'd definitely go check out her channel. And she's also got a whole load of books as well, so you should definitely go check them out. But essentially, boys in books are just better because boys in books just generally they're the only ones I fancy, to be honest. Nobody talks to me in real life, so boys in books in my mind are my literal goals, and they're how I set my boy goals. But if you do look up the music video for that, I will warn you now, small warning, small trigger warning, Alex Day is in it for like 2 seconds, and like, I mean 2 tiny eeny little seconds, so I would say look up the live version instead of the music video if you do not want to see Alex Day at all. And the corresponding book is a book that is you in book form, and that has to be Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I have never in my life picked up a book and gone, oh my god, it's like she stalked me for a year and just wrote a book about me. And that's exactly what I got with Fangirl. Kath is literally me. The only difference is that I'm not a twin, I don't have any luck with boys at all, and that I'm not American. Other than that, she's me. I am her. She is a very, very big fangirl. She is a writer who writes fanfiction and reads fanfiction obsessively about the same pairing, like, constantly. And yeah, that's me. That is literally me. Also, she's a really socially awkward nerd who doesn't know how to talk to people and gets scared just sitting at a table at lunch. Yeah, that's the story of my life. So that was awakening to read that book, let me tell you now. Number 5 is What, as in Weird But I Like It. Now this is another Carrie Hope Fletcher one, technically. That's from the Addams Family musical, and essentially it's a very weird song because it does have lyrics like I want to cut you with my love and my knife, and because it's from the Addams Family, and that's the only sort of weird song I really listen to. The corresponding book is a book that stands out to you for whatever reason, and for that I have to say Ultraviolet by R.J. Anderson, because the main character is synesthesia, and while I've heard of synesthesia before, I've never actually seen a character with it apart from in fan fiction. So it was really interesting to read, because while I knew what the condition was, it was really interesting to see how it works in terms of the main character and how the main character deals with it and how it affects all of her life and everything else. Number 6 is a Let's Go song, which is essentially a song that really pumps you up and gets you really ready for like a workout or just like everyday life. And there was really only one option for this, if I'm honest. And essentially that is my pump up song, because did you hear that, like, did you hear the guitar in that? Like, how can that not pump you up? Like, seriously. And also it really helps like when it's the live version, and especially the live version from Keep Calm Play Louder Talk, because I happen to be in the audience for that one, and I happen to be in the video, and the thumbnail, yeah, you see the girl in blue? Yeah, that's me. Now, the book to go with this is a book that inspired you for whatever reason, and for me, this is a slightly controversial one, but I'll say The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Now, I know that's a slightly controversial one because quite a lot of people didn't like that book, but at the same time, I really liked it, because the main character, Christopher, has Asperger's, and me, like, I'm an Aspie as well, so from that standpoint, there was a really relatable character. But also, Christopher goes through hell in this book. Like, he really does. Not like the epic levels of hell, like Katniss Everdeen style. But, like, he goes through hell that even me as an Aspie can go, okay, that's hell. Because while I'm not to his level of Asperger's, I can totally and utterly sort of really understand what he's going through. And for me, that sort of felt like if he can do that, I can do what I need to do and get over my metaphorical mountains as well. Next one is Chill, which is a fave sort of relaxing chill out song. And to be honest, I don't really have that many sort of chill out songs. I'm not really a chill out kind of person, so this was a bit hard to do. But I think I've got one that's sort of relaxing. It's not relaxing, but I've gone for it anyway.
Yesterday I died, tomorrow's bleeding. Fall into your sunlight. The future's open wide, beyond believing. To know why, hope died. Losing what was found, a world so hollow. Suspended in a compromise. The silence of the sound is soon to follow. Somehow.
And to go with that, I didn't really have a book because the prompt was a book that you would read on a rainy day. And to be honest, I don't really have rainy day reads. I just sort of carry on whatever I'm reading at the time because I'm such a slow reader. So I don't really have one, to be honest. If I had to go for one, I'd probably say something like Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, to be honest. I don't really have rainy day reads, but if I did, that would probably be one of them, to be honest. Number 9 is an addicting song. A song is one that's sort of quite fast and quite quick and doesn't have a whole lot of substance. And the book to go with that is actually a comic book, and it is the Doctor Strange books. I don't actually think this one has a title because it's a compilation of 5 mini-stories, but it was such a fun, quick read, and it had loads of different characters from the MCU and from obviously the other comics. So there's stories with Peter Parker and Iron Fist. I'm not keen on Iron Fist, but I hadn't actually seen Iron Fist at this point, so I was fine with that. He meets up with the Hulk, with Captain America, Foggy Nelson, things like that. And it was just a really fun, quick read to sort of really get into the world of Doctor Strange in like his normal, everyday world instead of just his origin story. So they're really fun to read, and the art styles were really quite fun as well. I really enjoyed one particular one where it looks like he's wearing eyeliner because I'm incredibly shallow, but it was just a really good, fun, quick read. And the final question is nostalgia, something that you look on quite fondly. And that one is obviously from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical episode, which is called Once More with Feeling, and Spike was my favourite. Apart from Oz and Faith and Willow, I had crushes on them all, but Spike was my favourite because he's a bad boy. He had a really nice long leather trench coat and looked really good in red and black, and he was a punk, and he was such a morally grey soul. I loved him, essentially, and I really look back on that song really fondly because it reminds me of all the times I used to love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I haven't watched it in quite a while now because I'm an idiot and I keep on getting caught up in other things, but I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer so much. I wrote a 5,000 word essay on it for my A-levels at one point when I was like 16, and you know what was really sad? I had all the facts in my Aspergic brain to the point where I didn't actually have to look anything up because I knew it all off the top of my head. That's bad. That's just how my obsessional mind works. And the book to go with this is called The Doctor Trap, which is one of the Doctor Who novelisation novels. And I really, really like this one. I don't know what it was about this one, but this one really stuck out to me. And it just really made me really happy to read it, and I read it like over and over and over again. It was my favourite out of the Doctor Who novels that I have read. I've only read about 6 of them, because I really like the little hardback ones, but I had a whole load of paperback ones, and for some reason I ignored the paperbacks in favour of the hardbacks. That's just the books I really look back on really fondly. I had loads more, but I've mentioned a hell of a lot of them in previous videos, and I wanted to go for something slightly different, so that's the one I went for. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed all my music selection and my dancing. You didn't enjoy my dancing. I nearly fell over about 4 times, but I had fun. That was my concert for the year, because there isn't a concert because McFly aren't touring and I'm better. But that was my gig for the year. That was also my exercise done for the year. I'm going to feel that in the morning. I'm really, really hot now. And I've probably put a whole load of tangles in my nicely straightened hair. Never mind. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you liked any of the music that I put on there. I will list down all the songs that I put down below if you want to check any of those out. I hope you, if you've read any of these books or if you enjoyed any of the songs, please tell me down in the comments if you really like those songs, especially if you're a Galaxy Defender. I need more Galaxy Defenders in my life, so if you're one of McFly's Galaxy Defenders, definitely leave a comment down below. I will also leave the links to all of my social media and my blog and everything else down below if you want to check any of those out. And if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be a link to my previous video. But until next time, guys, bye!